Theater STL presents November 27th and Thanksgiving Day in theater history.
Producer David Merrick was born on November 27, 1911, in St. Louis. He studied at Washington University in St. Louis before conquering Broadway, with hits like Hello Dolly and 42nd Street. Known for his showmanship, he brought Missouri grit to the Great White Way.
Cole Porter's musical comedy, 50 Million Frenchmen, opened on November 27th, 1929 at the Lyric Theater. The jazzy show followed Americans seeking romance in Paris and introduced the song You Do Something to Me. It captured the carefree spirit of the Roaring Twenties.
The social satire Revue, Pins and Needles, opened on November 27, 1937. Performed by members of the International Ladies Garment Workers Union, it lampooned politics and labor issues. Audiences embraced the wit and songs, and the show became Broadway's longest-running musical at the time.
Actor Bruce Adler was born on November 27th, 1944 in New York City. He delighted audiences with his tap dancing and comedic flair in Broadway revues and won Tony nominations for Crazy for You. His parents performed in the Yiddish Theater, and he carried their legacy onto Broadway.
Tom Stoppard's epic trilogy, The Coast of Utopia, began on November 27, 2006, with the first play voyage at the Vivian Beaumont Theater. The sweeping drama explores the lives of Russian intellectuals in the 19th century. Its lush production and ensemble cast earned Tony Awards.
The Edwardian musical A Parisian Model opened on November 27th, 1906 at the Broadway Theater. Starring Anna Held, it boasted lavish costumes and catchy songs by Max Hoffman. The show epitomized the extravagance of early 20th century musical comedy.
On Thanksgiving Day 1900, the world said farewell to Sir Arthur Sullivan, the English composer, whose comic operas with W.S. Gilbert gave us HMS Pinafore, The Pirates of Penzance, and The Mikado. Sullivan succumbed to heart failure at his Westminster Flath, but his melodies continue to sail across stages and park concerts today. Though it was a sad holiday for music lovers, his legacy is cause for gratitude.
Thanksgiving 1945 ushered in Lerner and Loewe's first produced musical, The Day Before Spring, at Broadway's National Theater. The romantic fantasy comedy about a married woman contemplating an old flame was a modest hit that set the stage for the duo's later classics like My Fair Lady. Opening on a holiday, it gave returning soldiers and their families something new to celebrate.
Since 1984, St. Louis has greeted Thanksgiving morning with its own parade featuring balloons, marching bands, and floats. The event kicks off the holiday season and often includes appearances by local theater groups, reflecting the city's vibrant performing arts scene. For St. Louisans, this Thanksgiving tradition connects family, community, and showmanship.
On Thanksgiving Day, 1972, the smash musical Grease shifted to Broadway's Royale, now Bernard B. Jacobs Theater, beginning a multi-year run. The move came as the show's popularity exploded, eventually making it one of the longest-running Broadway hits and inspiring a film adaptation. Audiences lined up over the Thanksgiving holiday to rock out to Danny, Sandy, and the T-Birds.
Playwright and screenwriter Murray Chisgall was born in Brooklyn on November 25, 1926, a Thanksgiving baby who would grow up to write the Tony-nominated play Louvre and co-write the film Tootsie. Chisgall's offbeat humor and willingness to experiment helped change the tone of American comedy in the 1960s. His birth on a holiday dedicated to gratitude feels fitting for a writer who made audiences laugh.
The 1948 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade was the first to be broadcast on network television when CBS aired the spectacle live across the United States. Millions tuned in to see gigantic balloons and Broadway-style floats glide down New York's streets, turning a local procession into a national holiday ritual. For theater fans, it meant Broadway numbers were beamed into living rooms coast to coast.
On Thanksgiving Day, 2019, celebrated theater director Marion McClinton died in St. Paul, Minnesota. McClinton directed several of August Wilson's plays, earning a Tony nomination for King Hedley II and an Obie Award for Jitney. His passing on Thanksgiving reminds us of his remarkable contributions to African American theater.
For more, like, share, and follow Theater STL.